Okay, in this training video, we're going to go over setting up a pay-per-click account. This will be specifically the settings that I use to generate leads for clients. So it's all about getting the phone to ring, starting with a pay-per-click ad all the way to the phone call for the client. So I'm assuming that you have a Google account. That's all you need to set up a AdWords account. You will go to Google search, type in Google AdWords with your logged in Google account. It will ask you to log in. You have to select a country and a language, and then you will have an account. And you will get to this page where it says set up your first campaign. And when you come to here, you can name this campaign anything you'd like. You can leave it at campaign 1 or campaign 2. You want to always use search network only, and you want to click on all features. Then if this is your first campaign, you don't need to use this, or if it's a second campaign, you can it'll take all the settings from the first campaign, but we don't need this. I'm assuming this will be your first campaign. And you want to check this, include search partners. To start with, you can just leave it at desktops and laptops, mobile devices. Locations, whichever country you're in, you can just make it United States and Canada, just United States. We'll have that right there, or let me choose. Usually, I will choose a city. If you're getting leads for a particular client in a particular city, you would choose that. Let's just say it's Dallas. Texas. You would click on that, or you could go to advanced reach. You can, if the client wants to go outside of the city, not only the center of the city, but getting all the suburbs also, a good way to do it is type in a radius, say 20 miles. And you have to first remember to ask the client how far they will take a lead from, because you don't want to send them leads further than they're able to drive, because then you're wasting your money and they won't pay you. So you need to ask them, will you go 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles out to go service a lead? Because if they said, no, I won't do that, I want to stay in a certain area, inform them, well, you'll get less calls then. And that's their prerogative. But for you, you want them to go out as far as they can, because you will get more calls for the client and you'll make more money. So 20 miles outside of a metropolitan area is a very large area, and that's what we have here. So when you have this, you've searched 20 miles around Dallas, it's all here. They're all added. say done. So now your ads will only show in an area 20 miles around Dallas metropolitan area. Languages, whatever language you want your ads to appear in. The bids, you can set it manually, or you can have AdWords do it. I usually click manual set because I kind of know what the bids are going to be for this particular niche and keywords. So I do it this way. Default bid, again, I'm going to put in a relatively high bid to start with because you need to get over to the top of the left search page in those top 3 positions as quickly as possible to start getting clicks and calls. So again, it depends on the niche. Some niches you need to put in $3, and some it may be $10 or $12. I'm just going to type in here $5 as an example per day. Again, it depends on the budget of your client, but if you're doing this on sending free leads out, and you don't have their credit card, you want to be a little conservative. So, maybe $10 a day is fine. If the clicks are only $5, you're going to get a couple clicks, and that may mean a couple phone calls. So it works out fine. If you want to spend less and the clicks are $2, just say $7. If the clicks are more like $6 or $7 a piece, you have to put in $9 or $10. It all depends on the niche and the city you're in. So down here, the only ad extension I use is the phone number, the tracking phone number that you're going to send the calls to. So you would place that number in here. If you don't have a number there, click new phone number, and you'll type that phone number in here, and then that will be your ad extension phone number. In the new platform, it automatically goes into an enhanced campaign, and the ad extensions are the only way to get a phone number in the header. So you have to do this to get that phone number in the header. There are a lot of other areas here. You can you can have your website in the header and stick out as an ad extension. You can do other things for products, extend my ads with local information. I usually don't do it, but you can. You can even associate the Google Plus page in your ad. You can extend it with a link to a mobile app on your tablet. So there's many things that you can do, but this is more designed just for the phone call. Down here, the advanced settings, if you don't want to start immediately, you can schedule when to start and stop. If you just want, the client says, I don't take calls in the evening or at night, you can just set from 9 to 6. You can give ad delivery, ad rotation. I usually let Google tell me which ads are working the best, and I usually don't. Tracking URL for dynamic links, those are a way to have your keywords in the header with a dynamic link. If you have a large site with a lot of content, Google will pull the keywords out of your site and match it to the keywords in your keyword list. And some say You get more clicks that way. I have found that it's better to find out exactly what the customer is looking for in 2 or 3 really good calls to action, and just have 2 or 3 different ads has been my experience. So once you've done that, you'll just save and continue. And the next step is to make an ad group. And again, you can leave it at ad group 1 or change it to something better that you remember. You want to do a text ad, and you will start with the headline. Now, the headline is going to be completely dependent on the niche that you're in. You must talk to the client, try to get information about their niche. What is the hot button for that specific niche that will get a potential customer that's looking for their service or product to call them? And it varies completely from one niche to another and from one city to another. So you're going to have to experiment a little bit with this, but a good place to start will be, you could try, which has worked for me, number 1 roofer, Dallas. You could put Texas. Start with that. Number 1 chiropractor, number 1 plastic surgeon. That always seems to get good response and good clicks. Of course, as you type, the amount of area that you can type in, it'll tell you when to stop. Description, again, you still want a call to action. You cannot put phone numbers in the bodies anymore, so you can just, again, if this is the number 1 call to action, then here you want to put the second call to action. 10-minute response. Something like 5 stars reviews. The second description, again, would be something that's going to emotionally get that client excited about your business in your city. You could say, low cost provider, or something free. Usually discounts don't work. Free coupon. You are able to have a coupon now associated with the ad, not in the description, but actually below the ad, and that's a whole another process to set up. But you can put 10% discount, basically something that's worth money. Free coupon, $25, gift card. You cannot put trademark names in the description here at all, like Starbucks or any type of franchise name. They will not allow that. The display URL will be a URL on your site. So you can have a main URL of dallasroofers.com, and then you can have a / and another, and it goes to a specific landing page. A certain type of roof if you're contacting that. So you don't have to put the wwws here or the HTTP. You can just put, as long as it has the main URL / and a page. You can have a different destination URL, a display URL. The destination URL is where you want the click to go to. So that could be different from the display URL. You could have just the main domain here, and you can have a domain / URL here. It's whatever you want, where you want that user to go to. And if you say #1 roofer Dallas or a specific type of roofing product, then you may want to have a specific page that it goes to, and you can do that here. And as you type, it will tell you, it'll start filling up this area, and if it's too long, then you'll have to shorten your URL. So after you've set up your first ad, you need to select the keywords, and sometimes, depending on what you choose up here in your headline, Google will give you sample keywords over here. They're pretty good to use, but usually not the best ones. They usually will show you the ones where they're very expensive and that Google makes the most money. So you really want to get your own keywords from any of the keyword tools out there. Google Keyword Tool is still probably the best, and you should probably start with 50 to 100 keywords, some high price ones, some low price ones, and some in the middle, because you never know which one is going to convert. So after you put the keywords in here, you can type here to estimate the traffic, which doesn't matter. Default bid, you've already did that. I have to put one keyword in. Dallas roofer. Then you can save the ad group. Save the ad group. And you're ready to go. You've got keywords. You've got an ad. Now, if this was a brand new setup, then it would say, do you want to set the campaign up now, or do you want to set up billing first and then go to your campaign? And you would say, I want to set up billing. So setting up billing is nothing more than going in, and they'll ask you for your name, your address, your phone number. How do you want to set up the billing? I usually put manually, add money manually. It will also ask you for, do you want to set up do you have any coupons? And I'm a member of Google Engage, so I have plenty of $100 coupons. You would copy and paste that coupon code into that coupon area and say set up billing. And then it'll take you to the next page. It'll ask you to verify that you want to set the account up. You say yes. And then it'll say, since you chose manual payments, you must make a payment now. So then you go to billing, and you will set up your first payment, which with a Google coupon you have to spend $25. So you can make a payment of $26, $27, and then as soon as you use that amount up, it goes right into the coupon and you get $100 more worth of clicks. So for $25 you get $125 worth of clicks, and that's plenty of money to get the client leads. Usually, in some niches you may only use $10 to get them a few calls. And then in other niches, if the cost is high, you may use $100 to get them a few calls. It really depends on the niche. And once you have the account set up, the billing set up, your ads will run, assuming they get approved. So, and the keywords all have to be approved also. So after that is set up, then there's some tweaking that needs to be done to make sure you get the proper bids, that your ads get to the top fast, and we're going to show you that in the next training.